In today's session, we are going to be creating our own pottery. But what is pottery used for? Pottery is used in various purposes. One of the purposes are simply to hold water. You could also use it to cook or prepare food, as a teacup, plant pots, and overall you could use it as art and to sell them. Overall, East Indian used it for purposes of cooking, to hold water, preserve food, store grains, sell for art, or be used. Pottery is usually made out of clay, but if you don't have clay, here's what you could use. To get the same clay texture, you're going to use paint, baking soda, paintbrush, and glass. You're going to use any house paint or acrylic paint and add equal amounts of baking soda to paint. Feel free to add in as much baking soda as you want if you like a thick texture. When you add in all the baking soda that you need, mix well. If you look closely, you'll see how thick the paint is becoming. That's because it's going to give us our clay effect. Next up is our favorite part, painting, of course. Ask your parents for any glass object or hard plastic that they are not using anymore so that you could create your pottery. I added on one layer, and to the bigger items I added 2 layers of paint. Look closely. Do you see how it has a matte finish? A matte finish just means it's going to be not glossy. So let's do some comparing, shall we? Here's my real pottery. I use mine to store plants. As you can see, the texture is very matte. Now look at our pottery that we painted. Doesn't it look almost similar? It's the same texture. Auntie Michaela had so much fun painting, she decided to paint a few items. Do you remember I said that one way the East Indians used the pottery was to store items of food? So, if you look above, you'll see that I'm using one of my potteries to store some food. Another use the East Indians used was to fill them with water. And store it with fresh water. Most importantly, they used it to cook or to store food. Other options are using Play-Doh, or you can make a salt clay recipe.